And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Growing up poor in the deep south meant sharing a lot with my little brother Ollie. Most often we passed toys, clothes, and skin conditions between us. Up until he was 6, we even shared a bed. Neither of us was happy about that. But it was on my 10th birthday when that changed. I got one present that year, and it was a bed of my own. Ollie was jealous right away, and I could understand why. He had to keep that half broken down frame with the worn out mattress. The one I got wasn't much better, but not being broken and worn was enough. Sleeping apart was a great feeling. In fact, it was freedom. No longer would I have to suffer the sudden and inexplicable kicks to the stomach. No longer would I have to wake up with Ollie's foot pressed into my neck like he stepped on Dracula the night before. At least, that's what I thought. Right away, right after I got the new bed, the shriek started. At first I thought Ollie woke up in the middle of the night and screamed because he'd gotten scared. But the sound echoed throughout the tiny room again, and I knew it wasn't a normal cry. The room was always black as pitch after sunset. The one window we had pressed was against a long-leaf pine, and even the biggest, brightest moon cast no light inside. The shriek just about drove me crazy. Every night, probably at the exact same time, these sharp yelps would knock me right out of my dreams. It wasn't my mom or dad yelling either. I knew what that sounded like, believe me. Most worrying of all was the fact that I could never tell where it was coming from. It just seemed completely random. One night, it come from somewhere near the closet. The next, it'd shoot out from a corner of the ceiling. Any hope I had of having my own space would get dashed every time as Ollie would silently slip into the bed with me, shaking like crazy. He'd collapse onto me and wouldn't let go until it was almost daybreak. Most times, I'd take his hand and tell him everything was going to be okay, that it'd be over by morning. But I was never really sure. Over time, the shrieks started changing. At first, it was only by small degrees, but eventually, it took on the primal hooting sound of a primate calling out its fierce warning. I had to clasp pillows to my ears just to keep from going deaf. Mom and Dad never believed me or Ollie because of the thing, whatever it was, refused to make a peep when they were in the room. Apparently, they couldn't even hear it through the walls, even though it was damn sure loud enough. The shriek just got worse and worse until I felt like I couldn't even take it anymore. Me and Ollie were doing really bad in school and we just had no energy at all. I could sleep more deeply with my head propped up and my eyes open in the middle of class than in my own room at night. Then thankfully, we moved out of the house nearly a year later. I complimented all sorts of things, even a child's clumsy concept of suicide just to get away from that horrific nightly noise. There was no problem at the next house. It was a nice, white, cookie-cutter home on a dead-end street, and welcomed the normalcy. What's more, when we moved there was a bunk bed waiting for me and Ollie. No more broken bed, no more second bed. I ended up having to share anyway. The only problem was deciding who would get the top bunk. I told Ollie I deserved it. After all, I had got a new bed way back, and he ruined it by climbing in every night. What? He shook his head. I never did that. I'd always wondered why the noise stopped the second I was sharing my bed. Now, I had an answer.